The effects of including positive female role models on young female math students, a research proposal by Jen Berry. A common cultural stereotype exists. Girls are bad at math. Whether this is true or not is hard to measure because of the difficulty separating performance that's based on pure innate talent versus performance based on stereotype. When a stereotype gets in the way and affects the performance of a member of a group that stereotype exists about, we call this stereotype threat. Many studies show that stereotype threat is problematic with females in math. Galdi et al. 2013 reports that even girls as young as 6 years old show automatic associations with this stereotype. This is most troubling because this threat shows up before their awareness of the stereotype exists. There are many studies investigating the effects of stereotyping on females' math performance, but few focus on elementary age students, and yet fewer are set in a traditional classroom setting. For this reason, it's important to conduct a study showing how younger students in the classroom are either protected or affected by the inclusion of positive female math role models. Let's take a look at what the current literature has to say. Schmecker, 2002, declares, given the diversity of evidence from different research laboratories and with different target groups, there is now a good deal of confidence that stereotype threat has an influence on performance. Svenchek et al. 2011 asserts, in present research, girls showed a weaker identification with math than did their male peers. Keller, 2007, goes on to state that maths identified female students showed performance decrements under conditions of stereotype threat. Jordan, 2007, sheds some light on the root of the issue by stating one of the most intuitively plausible mediators of stereotype threat on test performance is anxiety. Lastly, a study by Marks and Roman, 2002, confirmed their beliefs that women's math ability is protected by a female role model. So we know that stereotype exists, and we know that it affects college-age female math students in negative ways. We also know from the research that the introduction of a strong female math role model helped to protect these women's math performance and reduce stereotype threat. But what we need to know is if the same type of situation holds true for young female math learners. So my research question is, to what extent does the addition of positive female role models to math curriculum guard young female math students against negative stereotypes? To attempt to answer that question, we will take a mixed method, quasi-experimental approach using both qualitative data, such as interviews and observations with students and teachers, and quantitative data from pre- and post-test. The experiment will be performed in 2 fourth-grade math classrooms in Athens, Clarke County. Both classes will be given pre- and post-test, and only one class will receive the treatment of the introduction of positive female role models. To help facilitate the internal validity of the data, we will use triangulation by gathering multiple types of data sources to support our findings. The instrument we will use to measure attitudes is called MARS-A, which is an abbreviated version of the Mathematics Anxiety Rating Scale, MARS, which has been a major scale used for research and clinical studies since 1972. A 2003 study by Suen and Winston confirms that the shorter version is comparable to the original. The implications for this study are twofold: to provide the knowledge and understanding of stereotype threat to educators, because greater understanding of it and how to guard against it will help to improve outcomes among students. For fellow researchers, it will help to shed a light on a greatly important topic that requires deep consideration. Further studies will profit from this information. Thank you for your time and consideration.